Sharks. I'm Julia Dixon from New York City, and I'm seeking $250,000 for 5% of my company.
Wow.
Sharks, if you thought college tuition was high, did you know American families are spending an additional $3 billion a year on independent college advisors just to help you get accepted to college? This is because college admissions have become so wildly competitive, and advisors can help, but they also charge an average of $300 an hour and sometimes as much as $750,000 for a 4-year package.
Whoa.
So what are your options? Spend thousands of dollars for one of these elite tutors to help you, or spend countless hours going through these heavy, outdated, expensive prep books.
Whoa.
Sharks, what if there was a way that every student could get elite level support for getting into college, regardless of their family's income? Well, now there is with ESAI, the ethical, gamified AI platform that helps with every piece of the admissions process from beginning to end, and all at a fraction of the cost of a human advisor. SAI's suite of AI tools empower students to discover schools and programs, craft standout college essays, uncover financial options, and more, all while celebrating their unique stories, because we know a strong college application is all about good storytelling. And our Story Strategist tool helps students uncover their personal narrative for their college essays. By asking them questions like their hobbies, their cultural background, or hardships overcome, we can help students uncover more complex narratives.
That's a good-looking guy right there.
As you can see, this student, Mark C., talks about overcoming hardships like surviving a pretty bold haircut in high school.
Hey!
And the more we ask, the more we can uncover what truly makes each student unique. And finally, SAI specializes in making unlikely connections across the student story, like how lessons learned in basketball actually could make you a better investor. Looks like Mark might just get into Indiana University after all.
Hoosiers.
Sharks, join me in democratizing college admissions for all with SAI.
Julia, I must ask.
We are back with another Shark Tank reaction video. I am your host, Dave, a 10-year intellectual property attorney dealing with everything from copyrights, trademarks, trade secrets, as well as patents. And this is going to be an interesting one. For those of you who don't know, I think it's 20 episodes in this season, at least kind of based on some homework I did. We're on episode 19, so we are chugging along. And shout out to Julie. Look, I've been out of college for a while now, and I don't recall it being maybe an extensive process. Kind of maybe things have changed since I've kind of been out, 15 years or so. I just remember maybe writing a couple applications and clicking submit. It seems like you have to provide a number of things these days, which has kind of made her create SAI. I guess the E is silent. I think she pronounces it SAI. Anyway, this is going to be an interesting one. I think $4.5 million she's asking for the company, $250,000 for 5%. The three things plus the bonus that I look for is how simple is the product. Hey, and again, correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like this is a lot like ChatGPT in terms of you kind of put it in different prompts to kind of help you write essays and things like that. So, again, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple, but it looks very similar to ChatGPT, at least based on what they're the part that they were showing. How effective is it? Again, $4.5 million valuation. I would imagine that it is making some money. And then what's the market like? And hey, as we know, and I'm not necessarily a big fan of kind of the current college and university system, although I do have my undergrad in engineering as well as my law degree. It is a market for it. Tens of thousands of students, hundreds of thousands, I should say, maybe even millions of students are applying to college as well as grad schools every day or every year. So this is something that has a big market. I'm not sure what's out there that kind of helps out. That's kind of maybe AI powered or not. Kind of has this human component to it. It seems like everything you have to go to a tutor here, as Julie talked about, or have to go to your counselor or whatever the case may be to help you out with these things. So, and I would imagine something is out there that's kind of more so using kind of AI and things like that to help out. But we'll find out more as we go on. And then last but not least, or the bonus, is intellectual property. Are you protecting your IP? Now, I did not see anything just from this trademark search of her protecting a brand name, SAI. So it'll be interesting to kind of hear about that and even how she came up for the name. But then you can get patent protection on systems, software, processes that are using AI or artificial intelligence. Now, from a copyright standpoint, maybe a little bit more difficult. There's another question. However, from a patent standpoint, you can get patents on different systems and processes and things like that that use AI or artificial intelligence to help power it. So you can get that. We will see if she has a patent on the product. I would imagine that Lori is going to ask that one. Maybe Mark is going to ask it as well. Those are some of my initial thoughts. Please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, as well as hit the subscribe button to be a part of the IP community, where, again, we're almost at the end of the season. I'm thinking about doing a highlight reel, so to speak. And to the extent that you've used this, let me know in the comment section. Let me kind of bring it back up and see if Julie gets a deal with one of the sharks. Let's go.
That's right out of the gate. Why can't I just use any AI app to do this? What do I need you
That's what I
for?
said.
First of all, we're not another chatbot. My belief is that students don't have a deep enough understanding of this very complex process, and they're not set up to build a customized strategy for themselves and their personal narrative in the way that SAI sets them up to do.
But aren't you using the same technology in the background?
It's built on the same fundamental technology, but we train on top of it with our own proprietary coaching method and a really fun gamified experience that's social first and keeps kids coming back.
And are you saying you wanted to find out about ourselves, like that good-looking guy you had up there before, right? And then you'll help determine the best school to match them with?
Exactly. So
That's
a lot of what I saw, I used to be a college advisor. So I used to help kids with this process one-on-one. Kids don't understand how truly unique and awesome they are. They think that their hobbies or their interests with their friends aren't relevant, but that's not true. We can help them find the transferable skills, match them to programs that they might be a good fit for, and then figure out a strategy for how they're going to get
That's
in.
unique that you're taking that information.
We're a storytelling platform first.
You must have incredible sales. 250,000 for 5%, 5 million valuation.
Yes.
What are your sales?
So we just started monetizing in the last month.
Yeah.
Thanks. We've raised $1 million to date at a $5 million valuation from some of the top tech VC firms in the country. We just turned on our monetization. We're already at $70,000 in ARR, and we are literally just getting started. So the potential here is really exciting.
How big is the team?
I am the only full-time employee. I've built this basically by myself. I bootstrapped all the way through last year, tested an MVP I built myself to over 100,000 students.
Are you a coder?
Yeah.
Yes. Tell us about you. What's your background?
So I used to be that human advisor, never charged $750,000, but I saw a need to make college admissions more accessible, to help every student find that unique story. And I have a background, in addition to being a college advisor, in Gen Z marketing. I know how to talk to this audience. I've reached over 15 million kids on TikTok completely organically. I run my own channel, and I really know how to create an experience that feels Gen Z first and not like some ed tech platform that your counselor or teacher made you sign up for.
I just went through this whole process with my daughter, who's a senior in high school. And let me tell you what I found. I found getting someone to help my daughter write an essay was easy. I interviewed a few people. Any of them would have done a fine job getting out of her what was important to convey to the schools. But where I found it sorely lacking was trying to find the same advisor or a different advisor to tell me which schools were suitable for her that she would believe in.
That's unique.
But yet I was talking with a human being, so I felt they were limited by the knowledge. Each one had a specialty of knowledge,
Of course.
but no one had the whole source of knowledge.
So we're a completely automated service. That's why we keep our prices so low, but people get
But
it.
they go on your
For sure.
recommendations, even though they're not talking to a person.
Yeah, 74% of our users reported they learned about a school or program they'd never heard of.
Let me go the
before
other way with
SAI.
you. Some people pay tens of thousands because there's one school they want to go to. They've identified it. Let's say it's Tisch at NYU. How does this system help that focused individual says, I've got to go to film school at Tisch?
It's a great question. We're built to be flexible for both the student who has literally no idea what they want to do or where they want to go, but also the student who has their heart set on Tisch or set on NYU or any school.
So how do you help there?
So what we can do is you'll use one of our tools like our story strategist tool, and you can only put in, I am applying to Tisch, and we will go through the specific classes, even the professors at that school. We use almost real-time data in order to say, Kevin, here's all the things that you have in common with this program. We can help you get so specific
What's
in
the
your
cost
application.
of you to aggregate that data and maintain
But
it?
are
It's
you
all publicly available data. Kids just don't know how to
You
research.
just scraped it? That's all you did?
Essentially, yes.
So wait a minute. We know nothing about what this costs. Like this, we have talked. You can tell there's interest
happy
here.
to help
but
you with that.
How much does it cost to do this?
So it's a freemium model. There's a part of our platform you can use completely free. We're trying to keep this accessible and for everyone. If you want to buy a monthly plan, it's $49.99 a month.
Can you tell us a little bit about your traffic and conversion?
Sure. So in just the last month, we reached about 6 million students on TikTok completely organically. I do no paid marketing. About 60,000 of those went onto our platform. And then the conversion rate from there is about 3%.
Let me tell you, I don't know. I think this seems like a good idea. I like that you're going for Gen Z. I love all of that. There's one thing I don't like. I don't like the 1 million raise.
Oh, yeah.
Little TiVo action.
He is concerned about the large amount of money raised for Julia's AI-enabled college admissions tool, ESAI.
There's one thing I don't like. I don't like the 1 million raise.
Okay.
It bothers me. I understand it, and it seems to be something that certain people come in with. They've done a lot of raises. They have a tech idea.
Only 20% of the
they
company
don't have
is
proof.
given away. I still own 80%. So.
No, I appreciate that. It's just that we don't know yet how this is going to go. So I wish you good luck, but I'm out.
You know,
Thank you,
it's
Lori.
not.
And again, I have a kind of a lot to say. Yeah, who would have thought Gen Z marketing was a major? It seems like Julie at least has some experience in college of Gen Z marketing. I love the fact that she's using a real world, a gap in the process from her real world experiences being a college advisor to come out with it. Again, Julie seems like she's the real deal, man. I know the $1 million raise at a $5 million valuation. This kind of, to me, feels like, hey, she's just trying to get on Shark Tank to really publicize this out to the world. Is she really looking for a deal? Maybe, maybe not. It seems like this is just, hey, man, let's get this out to the world so people can find out and know what it is that we're doing. Again, with the $1 million raise for the $5 million valuation, you can't have a $5 million valuation and then go on Shark Tank and say the valuation is 2.5 million or $3 million. You have to at least be at that number, if not higher, of that original raise. Clearly, it's interest there, $1 million raise. Let's see here. I like the fact that storytelling, gamified, these are all things. She said proprietary. That's a buzzword for me as an attorney, a patent attorney, that I'm like, okay, it's something here such that she has some type of patent on, utility patent on. So kind of shouts out to her for that. Some other things that I have kind of wrote down here. I don't see Barbara doing this, even though she gave some good feedback. That's crazy that Barbara has a senior in high school, but I'm not going to broach that topic. I don't see Barbara using this. It seems like Lori is out. Maybe Mr. Wonderful. Mark maybe as well. He hasn't said too much in this process. Again, the fact that just one full month, 70,000 in sales. So you extrapolate that. What is that? 840,000 over the course of a year. And this is, like I said, only going to get bigger. The great thing is it's millions of people, students, maybe hundreds of thousands, if not millions of students every year that are looking to get into college. The fact that you have something to the extent that you don't know where you want to go, you can use that the platform for that. If you want to kind of hone down on this 1 or 2 schools, it's something in it for that. So it has a lot of different use cases. I think that will be beneficial to the student. So again, yeah, I'm definitely impressed so far. Let's see if Julie gets to deal with one of the sharks. Let's go.
You know, it's not proven here, and that's making me very uncomfortable. How long will people stay on your platform? I don't think that's been proven at all. It's just too early without that proven. I don't really feel comfortable with the model, so I'm out.
Thank you so much for
Wait.
your time.
Where do you see this going longer term?
So long term, I really
Mark
want
is
to be
interesting.
the Gen Z storytelling platform. We are helping you build a personal brand. It's going to get you into college, but we're going to live with you throughout your
So
educational.
you want to be
and young
a
professional
real
journey.
social media that's still social.
Yeah, I want to be more of a social company than an ed tech company.
I'll make you an offer.
I knew Mark was going to make one.
Okay.
I'll give you your 250K,
Okay.
but I'll ask for 10%.
That's a fair offer.
Okay. Thank you for your offer. I think it would be very hard for my investors to hear a valuation cut in half.
Okay, so you know
And
how
I
the
would
game is
protect
played.
you in the
Right,
same
no,
way
I
I'm
understand.
protecting them.
Good answer. So
Julia,
Here's
let
my
me
counter offer.
I think you've done a great job. I'm skeptical. I think the conversion rate, 170,000 people are going to cite 3% conversion. You haven't proven the monthly model. It's not for me. I'm out.
okay,
you
so
very
back to me.
Okay.
Wait
Okay,
a
what's your
second. I'm
counter?
still in here. I'm just listening to this. You own 80% of the company. I'll do the 250 for 10, and you don't have to really have a hard time with your investors. You just give me your stock. to make the extra 5%.
No, but it still affects the overall
Yeah, it's
valuation.
still-
No, it
Kevin.
doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Come on, that's
Okay, look, you got to decide.
I
250
have
to
to
10,
keep the
250 to
valuation
10.
because we're raising above that now, but would you do 5% with 2 advisory shares?
Make it 3, have a deal.
Go get it.
2.5.
Okay.
Softy.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's really exciting.
You're my dream shark.
Well, I appreciate that. There's so much we can do with it. And
Yeah.
This is a great gateway to social media.
It's a wonderful
Julia.
Thank you
experience.
so much.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you. Nice to meet you all.
Nice job
I really
today.
appreciate it. Thank you. Okay.
The 2.5 in additional advisory shares, I actually think is perfect because he is the right advisor for us.
This is crazy.
Helping students uncover their dreams and achieve that goal, that's my dream. And Mark just really helped that dream come true. So I am so happy to have him involved.
Shouts out to Julie. Like I said, I really like her at Rockstar, so I'll definitely be reaching out to her. Yeah, just think, man, what she has built. She didn't really answer the coding question in terms of, I would imagine that a part of the million was going towards coders and things like that. But again, from what she said, Gen Z marketer, seems like she was a college advisor. So maybe that is more so the education that was kind of what her studies was in when she went to college. And next thing you know, she looks up and she has this kind of platform. I actually like the platform. And I do think Mark is going to be able to take it to another level. I think this is perfect for Mark, and she wanted Mark all along. Yeah, I think this is something that can be big, man. Like I said, I'm not too much worried about what Robert is saying as far as the conversion from 170, 3% of 170,000 people that is kind of going on it. Obviously, Mr. Wonderful saw the value in it as well. She maybe seemed like she wasn't necessarily interested in him. Man, I don't know. I like this thing. The fact that college students, people are going to be applying to college year in and year out, at least for the foreseeable future, is a good thing. She will always have a market, which is one of my kind of 3 or 4 things that I look for. The market is there. It seems like she is protecting the intellectual property, which is a good thing. It seems to be effective, but it's still early on in the process, so we have to see. And in my opinion, it kind of works a lot like ChatGPT, but it seems like it has some additional features, which is good. And the fact that she's doing this organically and not using a ton of money and ad spent, that's a great thing as well. Let's pull up the website here really quickly, go through it. It has like a SpongeBob theme, it seems like, at least as I'm looking at it. That's interesting. College counselor, the Shark Tank, man. Hey, look at Julie. She's the real deal. Let's go down to the bottom. She talked about proprietary and whatnot. See if she has a patent. I don't see anything regarding patents typically you'll see it at the bottom. I'm not seeing anything, which that does not mean she doesn't have a patent. I just like to see that stuff at the bottom to put people on notice that you do have intellectual property, you do have patents on it, and you are protecting it. And to the extent that you infringe on this thing, you will be dealt with. And actually, as I kind of bring it back on myself, shouts out to Julie. This is something that I'll probably strongly consider keeping as a trade secret, because you don't want to put the secret sauce out there. Maybe something, trade secret may be better. Because again, trade secret, which differs from a patent, because you're keeping it a secret as opposed to publishing it or putting it out there. And, to the extent that you can continue to keep it a secret, that trade secret lasts forever, as opposed to a utility patent only has a shelf life, 20 years. It expires after a while. So, and kudos to Julie for the phenomenal product, for actually getting a deal. We're 1 for 1 so far. We are off rocking and rolling. Season 16, episode 19 of Shark Tank. Let's see if we can get another deal and continue the strong run, 2 for 2 on the next one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Please hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm, as well as hit the subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. I'll check you guys out on the next one. Take care. Peace.